Okay, so this is a deck that I've been working on for like, I'd say around 2 years or so. The thing is, there was no way to make this deck good with just keeping it by itself, like a pure deck, without incorporating something else. So I finally cracked and turned it into, made a Spellbook engine. And the thing is, this deck can be better if I put more prophecy monsters and stuff in here, but I want it to stay as pure as possible. I don't want the prophecy monsters to dominate. So I'm keeping this strictly, fortune ladies as much as possible. And the deck seems to be pretty good. It's very fast. Has amazing recycle and draw power. The monster lineup, it's not that much, simply because you don't need a lot of monsters in this deck. It's magic and trap heavy. That's all that is. Just magic and trap. I took Master out because for this deck, that hurts it more than it does help. Originally I had Fate and Fire in the deck, but those cards again seem to hurt more than help. So I took those out. Added some other cards that just really go well in this deck, very well. So here we go. 2 wins, not 3, just because if it's not your engine, it's going to get cloggy. And Wind is a really good card, only when it's normal summoned. Depending on the number of Fortune Ladies you have, you can pop back row. So that's pretty good. The only downside, of course, is it's not up to, it has to be equal to exactly. So if you have 3 Fortune Ladies and your opponent has less back row, then you can't destroy everything. It has to be equal to or greater than on your opponent's side of the field. So that sucks, and the effect's only when normal. But aside from that, it's still pretty good. It's at 2. Okay, here's the cool thing about this deck. Unlike Box of Friends, which is an awesome deck, by the way, I love it a lot, but if Box of Friends is removed, your opponent removes all 3, or you just can't get your effect to go off, they Abyss Dweller you or something like that, you're pretty much screwed. The whole deck is shut down. Now, this deck has several engines, which makes it pretty great. Alright. Water, draw engine. Spellbook Magician. It's also part of a draw engine, but mainly for spellbooks. Reiterate, only for spellbooks. Retarded. So it helps you search out the cards you need, like Grand Tower, Wisdom, whatever. Now, Light, special summon from the deck. Water is also is it? No, never mind. So Light, special summon from the deck. That's the power it gives you. Dark, special summon Fortune Ladies from the graveyard. So this deck recycles cards. Monsters, let's see. Yeah, you recycle your monsters, except for Spellbook Magician. You can, but you really don't want to. It's not very beneficial once it's already gotten its effect and it's on field. Okay. 2 Wisdom. It's sort of like a Lance. The difference is you don't lose any attack power. It's spellcaster specific, and you're unaffected by either magic or trap for the turn, not both. But it's still a very good spellcaster support card. This card, Life, is so good in this deck. What you can do is you banish, like say Water. It's level 4, special summon Dark. Dark's level's 5, and it gains the level of the one you banished, so it's permanently 9. So as soon as you special summon it, 9, it gains 400 per every level, for its level. So 9 times 400, that's 36. Did I do that right? 36. Yeah, 9 times 4 is 36. 400, 3600 attack, which is pretty good. And then the next, if it survives for that turn, and if you have Wisdom on the field, it probably will, then it'll be 4,000 on your next turn because this level goes up every turn until it maxes out at 12. Alright. Secret. Now, this is a pretty good card. I would suggest not using its effect, not searching it out with Spellbook Magician unless you're going to go for Grand Tower, because you put this in the graveyard to search for Grand Tower, and the next turn Grand Tower effect, put it back to the deck, draw again. So if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to go for Grand Tower, don't do that. Just use its effect to search for something other than secrets, or if you already have the Grand Tower on the field, or you need something right away like a Wisdom or whatever. If I get separated. Power, simply because you know, 1,000 attack gives you that much for one turn. The Fortune Ladies in general are pretty weak, so 1,000 boost is pretty good. And if you destroy a monster by battle for the monster you selected with that as a target, then you can search for another Spellbook. Alright. Magical Dimension. Special Summon. Destroys a monster your opponent controls, if any, your choice. And it can, now I have to look this up, I'm not sure exactly if it misses timing or not, but you might be able to get Light's effect off if you do that, or if you choose, I don't know, if you choose to destroy a monster or not, that might affect it, I'm not sure, but you might be able to get Light's effect off with Magical Dimension. And if all else fails, you can at least get rid of something that you couldn't normally get over with by brute force, and get another monster on the field, preferably water. If you have another Fortune Lady, so you can draw 2. 1 for 1. So let's say you have Dark on the field. 1 for 1. You dump water. You special Light, compulse it, and then you special water from the deck. Draw 2. Attack with Dark. Destroy a monster. Special summon another water from the graveyard. Draw another 2. Call the Hunted, get back whatever you need. Mainly just like, yeah, whatever you need, because Dark, if you need raw power. If it's their MST in a face down card, they're targeting your call. Chain it, Light comes back to the field, destroyed, sent to the graveyard, effect, special summon from the deck. You can special summon water to draw 2. Compulse, could use it with Light. 2 MST. Wind is good destruction, even if you just get 1, but it's always nice to have a backup. Solemn. Fiendish. Raigeki. Now this card is amazing in this deck, just like Life, where it boosts you get a special summon, and you get an attack power boost. Wonder Wand. Unlike Life, you can play this as many times as you can recycle it in the same turn. Now on this deck you can't recycle this card, but let's say you could recycle this an unlimited amount of times in the, or like 5 times to make it more reasonable. Like 5 times in the same turn you could recycle this same card. That's like 10 cards if you had monsters to keep using it on. Equipped to a spellcaster, you want to use it on Light or Spellbook Magician. Spellbook Magician's weak, so is Light. Light gets the effect. So if you use this on Light, equip it, send them both to the graveyard, draw 2, then special summon from the deck. And if it was water, while you have another face-up Fortune Lady that's not water, you draw 2. Book. Dark Hole. The only thing you have on the field is Light, or, you know, Spellbook Magicians. Your opponent has strong monsters. Dark Hole. It's a win-win for you. Their monsters are destroyed, and you get to special summon. Bottomless. Phoenix Wind Windblast. And Grand Tower. Recycle spellbooks every turn as long as there's at least one in the graveyard. And you get to draw an extra card every turn. So +2 every turn on top of all the draw power you've seen through the deck. This has a ton of draw and recycle power. Fortune Ladies recycle themselves, Spellbooks recycle themselves, and on top of that, it's got a ton of draw power. This is a really good deck. I like it a lot. Okay, extra deck is kind of iffy because, you know, Fortune Ladies change their levels every turn. So this is just some stuff for sure you want to have in your extra deck. Empress of Prophecy destroys monsters, does not target. Let me double check. Yep. Detach, shuffle your deck, reveal the top 5 cards. Destroy your opponent's monsters up to the number of spellbooks that are revealed. And then place the cards in any order you want. If that was just any level 5, and it was like just say magic in the graveyard, not spellbooks, it would probably be banned. But since it has, seeing as it's very specific, spellbooks only, then no, it's not. Oh, and a spellcaster, not just any level 5s. Hierophant, the other one's Empress. This one pops Magic and Trap, basically the same thing except you don't get to look at your deck. You just detach, destroy, spell and trap. Your opponent controls up to the number of spellbook cards in your graveyard. And then Silent Honor and Exciton. Steal stuff that can't be destroyed, like Stardust Spark, or is harder to destroy than normal things. Exciton, go boom boom, blow up everything when you're fighting against stuff like ZWs and Utopia decks, annoying junk like that. Or just, you know, stuff that you cannot get over. And then this for extra security. Photon Strike and Gauntlet Launcher. And then these, just in case, I mean, you can, because I mean, depending on how many times you use live, because you're going to recycle this, you can keep using it, and there's 2 of them. Leviair is always a good choice. You can special summon pretty much anything, because, except for Dark. Everything else in the deck is level 4 or lower, so you have a lot. Let's see, last one, Downer. That's basically, Leviair is on the field. You already got his detaches. You can just put Downer on top of him, or if you have 2 4s, you can just go into that 2 everything as spellcaster. And there's other good cards you can use too, but like I said, extra deck is very iffy because the levels change every turn. Now, I don't think you'll need extra deck for the most part unless there are cards that you can't get over, like Spirit Reaper or Marshmallow. It's Marshmallow. The monsters, I believe there's only 14. I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. 14 monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 29 magic and trap. So, magic and trap heavy, not so much on the monsters. But that's okay. Everything pretty much recycles itself. Except for Spellbook Magician, Grand Tower, and the traps. Oh, and of course Wonder Woman. And other staples. But aside from that, it's a really fast deck. I like it a lot. Fortune Ladies are here to stay. Thanks for watching.